Joined by Shopify, who are coming off of their victory against G2. We'll begin with questions from the remote media and then move to in-house. We'll take the first question from Pedro Romero.
Hey guys, first off, I gotta give my congrats to every one of you guys for coming out on top of this series against G2, making it to the grand finals. Another repeat result so far as this tournament run is going. So that said, I'm gonna ask this first question over to meL. Obviously, as people will probably kind of come back to after this question, it's another time in which you faced against G2. This time you came out on top, much closer. In fact, probably the closest that we've seen out of any match in this GC championship history. Still, for you guys to come out on top, going through multiple overtimes, what do you think set the difference between your team and G2, and what kind of made it difficult in order that led to this kind of match?
I think we just started matching their energy and swinging them. That was it. Can I add on? Feel free. I think people were a little bit nervous in the start. Me included. Me included.
I am nervous.
Me included.
I think Effie had to yell at us a little bit, and then we started shooting
But
them.
Sarah was ice cold, though. It was just everybody.
No, I walked off the map on this. I legit walked off the map.
And none of us knew until she told us, like confession style, 10 rounds later.
Guys, I fell off the map.
Yay.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from Sierra.
Yes, hello. My name is Sierra Zobi, freelance esports commentator. This question can go to meL or anybody on the team. In the teaser trailer for today, you kind of talked about the pressure of defending your champs title, but even with OT on a base, you guys were still laughing on player cams, joking about players falling off the map and such. So how do you guys kind of like maintain that fun environment and that mindset even with these really close matches?
We just have a lot of experience being goofballs in prac. And I think it actually got to a point where obviously Loic tries to make sure we're serious for practice, which we are, okay, ultimately. But sometimes we troll, we laugh, we giggle, we gaff, etc. And I think at one point Loic was like, man, oh, I almost said a word. Frick it, like guys, play like how it is in scrims, like goof around, like do your thing, feel comfortable up there at some point. And I feel like that is like, I don't know, maybe it makes us like different than other teams that maybe we don't really feel the pressure the same in the moment because we're kind of just like chilling.
TBH, if we're falling off the map too, like it's better to laugh than cry. Like what else are we gonna do besides chortle? Like what else are we actually gonna do? So I don't know. I feel like it helps us like move on and move past like our mistakes is just to chortle and laugh it off.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from Pedro.
Yes, I'm gonna send this one over to Alexis. As the as someone that's obviously like the rest of the team making it to the grand finals of this competition, and I want to ask you how has it been just kind of comparing this run to last year's run. I know I already kind of said this question before earlier on in the competition, but now I kind of wanted to know your perspective and how you think the journey has been, and yeah, how do you kind of compare both years?
I feel like we've evolved a lot as a team, just in pretty much every aspect. I feel like this run has felt easier, even though we just went into like quadruple overtime in 2 maps. I feel like it has overall felt easier. I feel like we're more composed. I feel like we're overall less nervous. I feel like we just evolved a lot as a team and all of us individually as well. So it's honestly been just like fun. Like last year, I feel like I was more nervous and more like anxious, but this run has just been super fun. Like I feel like we're always positive vibes every single day, even in practice, but also especially on our match days.
Thank you. We'll go back to Sierra for the next question.
Yes, hello. This is kind of a general question based on something Rescue brought up in their press conference, is that it's not the first time we faced off against this G2 roster, but it was in London Instalock 3 duelist compositions. So how do you think being like back to normal compositions and facing off against G2 went again this time, and just your overall thoughts on facing off against them?
I just want to say I had to play duelist in London and I don't even play duelist in ranked. So I literally am just support util perma. And in London, I was like, guys, like, I don't even know how to play this character. Like, I don't know what's going on. So, yeah, it's definitely, a lot better. At least for me, I like playing support. So if we're playing normal comps, I'm happy. London, I was, not as comfortable.
Yeah, and how to even prac for a 3 duelist tournament.
Yeah, no one's scrimming us.
Yeah,
we're getting blacklisted if we're running those comps.
Yeah, I think everyone was kind of on the same page. It was a bit of a for fun tourney, but I mean, it was fun. Kinda. I like London. London was cool. London was great. London was chill. London was chill.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Mimi hovering in the background. Mimi, do you want to ask a question?
Mimi
Oh my
Wormcrats.
god.
Come
My queen.
Come
Now
here.
you have to think of a question.
Come here. No. Worst day ever. Worst day.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got this.
I'm like standing up now.
Can we interview Mimi?
All right, everyone is back straight.
You guys can ask Mimi a question.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, no, no,
oh,
brain
everyone's speak.
watching
Guys,
us.
queue up your questions.
Oh,
Mine's in
sorry.
queue.
Okay.
You. Mel, please.
What is the origin of your last name, Wormcrats?
I asked that earlier. It's my question.
No, it's
Okay.
my question. You
It's
did.
Loic's question. I'm sorry, Mel. It's allegedly Swedish, but I don't know.
Allegedly.
That's all I
We can get
know.
You at 23 and me, girl. We got to figure that out.
How important do you think the double ban is to having the finals again?
I think it's super important.
Oh.
I think it's.
It's OP. It is
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
for everyone. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Loic.
Oh, sorry. No, I think.
Question for a question. You asked me when I asked.
Okay. Well, I think it's super important. Obviously, like all the teams here so far seem to have like a decent map pool, but with some weaknesses, including ourselves, and like being able to just ban two, especially for us when we have a perma ban, which is split. So we can say it now. We always ban.
Yeah, we can say it.
Like going into the turn in the match where we would have to play split would be like
Sure.
catastrophic. So like I think it's pretty good to have that.
I asked a bad question because I was on the spot, but I do have a real one. Nicole, you came over to America, 2 years ago to play with XSET. You and Sile, two Danish players. Now you're back playing, I believe, the first tournament in Europe, at least of this caliber, and you got to play against Mimi, who's really the only other Danish Valorant player I can think of. Did you ever look up to her when you were starting your career, and what was it like to play against her today?
This is so sad. This is a boring answer. Listen, I went pro by accident, so I didn't actually look up to anybody. I didn't really watch streamers or anything. I didn't play games when I grew up, so I mean, it's cool playing against a Danish player though. Like, it's nice to there's someone to relate to me.
Mimi,
That was cold.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That was crazy.
how are the trains here?
they're very, very good.
That's what I was gonna.
Okay, I'll stop derailing your present.
Thank
you.
you, Mimi.
Thank you, Mimi. We'll go next to Ravish.
Hi guys, man. I was gonna ask if I could also ask a question to Mimi, but it's okay, it's fine. She's gone now. But I mean, I had two things I want to quickly ask. To Noel real quick. You mentioned that you went pro by accident just now 5 seconds ago. Could you talk to me more about that? What do you mean by that, bro?
Listen, I bought a PC during COVID because I dropped out due to mental health issues, and I mean, just started playing casually Valorant, right, as you do. And then suddenly I'm immortal, and one of my friends is like, "Yo, you should try out for a team." And then suddenly I had a trial for a team that was paying people, and then we went second place, I think, in our first tournament, the first GC in EMEA. And then I think we went top 4 or top 8 in the second one. And then XSET reached out to me. It was just totally random. She's just the chosen one, is what she's trying to say.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
okay,
right
chill.
Yeah. You're just that good. And just real quick, second part, much more lighthearted as usual. Mel, could you tell me when Alexis' birthday is?
July 25th.
Oh,
I
wow.
guess.
She had that quickly today.
Let's go.
True.
Dude,
But wait
I-
another week. It'll be gone from her memory. Because literally, I'm not even kidding. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Mel goes, "I'm never gonna forget again." Then we get here. I'm like, "Yo, Mel, when's my birthday?" July 29th.
I was close. And notice how fast that was too. I didn't have time to check my phone.
Yeah, because you think about it every day now. You're waiting for the moment someone will ask.
Be scared.
Mel, do you know when my birthday is?
9/11.
Okay. Okay.
Whoa.
Why did you flinch? Why did you flinch? It's her birthday.
Thank you as always, Lit. This has been
Thank you,
fun.
Thank you. Everyone's looking around the room.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from Pedro.
Yeah, this question goes out to anyone that would like to answer. As you guys now are in the grand finals and await your upcoming opponent, whether it is Zipto, G2, or MIBR, do you guys have does anyone have a preference as to who you guys want to face? Do you guys want another crack at G2 again? Or anything like that? This goes out to anyone to answer.
Brazil. I would love to play MIBR.
We love him.
I think MIBR is the choice, right? Because we haven't played them.
Yeah,
It's the only team we haven't played in the remaining
Yeah.
3, so let's go MIBR.
Dude, I wanted to play Seta so bad, and I mean, yeah.
Thank you. And I think this might be the final question. We'll go to Fernando.
Hi, thank you, Fernando, gamer in Brazil. Congratulations on the win. My question goes for meL. So, third time in GCC, second year in a row reaching the grand finals. What is different between last year's team and this year's team for this roster?
We've just had more time together. I think the biggest difference between now and then is just that we've had more time to like iron out all like the kinks and stuff like that in our play and like our team dynamic in general. We've also picked up an assistant coach. We had Chad Miller at first, and now that's Odorous. I shouldn't even say. I just the full Gumby, and now we have Lucas Blow, aka Physic, aka spelled Fiziq on Twitter. He's helping us as well. The coaching staff has been great, including you, Loic. Let me include you.
And Landon.
And Landon, a sports psychologist, Goats, and Leica Chan, or Leica.
Just like it's just like
It's just Leica Chu. It's not Leica Chan.
Yeah,
No one says Leica Chan. What? I don't know. We just have a lot of great supporting staff this year as well. So that, and I feel like we've been working a lot harder recently, thanks to Loic.
Yeah,
Thank you, and
thanks
good luck
to
with the finals.
Loic.
Thank you. We actually had a couple more questions come in, so we're going to hang out. We'll go next to Arnab.
Hey. Hello. Hi. Arnab, you're a freelance journalist. I wasn't present earlier. I don't know if this question was answered or not, so I will just shoot it. My question is for Coach FS and meL. When games like this go to an overtime, what comes in your mind as a coach to hear about the call outs for the particular round? Is there something do you have in mind beforehand, or if you feel like that's something the team shouldn't do you take a timeout beforehand as well?
Well, I'm not sure I understand. Are you talking about the timeout before the
Yeah.
overtime? Okay.
Overtimes, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the timeouts in overtime are like underrated. Like I see even pro like VCT matches sometimes they don't take them. I think it's like really good, even if you're not changing anything, just to like make the other team overthink and let's like there's no reason not to take it, honestly. Like a lot of times you don't have like stuff prepped for overtime or like anyways like ahead of time, so it's good to take time to think about it because you never know how the game is evolving and then you never know like what the other team is abusing and stuff like that. So I really I really like the fact that we have one tack for overtime.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then potentially the last question, we'll go to Pedro.
I'm gonna send this one over to meL. I know you've already talked about just sort of looking back at the previous time you and your respective teams have been in Berlin. You know, obviously looking at 2022, you talked about how difficult it was to kind of wrestle with that result and how the mindset was like. Now this time for this occasion, you're in the grand finals, so a much better result compared to C9 White. When you look at that and you try to kind of move forward towards preparing for your next match, how do you kind of look back? How do you kind of like feel about the improvement from where you were at the end of your 2022 Berlin state and right now as you sit here and kind of take in as you move on to finals?
It's really satisfying, like being where I am now with this team compared to back then. Obviously, just looking at the results are already better. But I think the biggest thing is like going from Cloud9 White to this team is I feel like whenever this team like we play the internationals, we really do feel like a team. Like I would oh my God, I'm not gonna be emotional, but I genuinely would call people in this team like my family. Like I spend more time with them than I do anyone else in the world for the past like 2 years at this point, like hours and hours and hours on a day. And we are really like super close. And I think that actually does help because when you go in the game and you go in the server, you have to trust your teammates more than anything else in the world when you're playing matches. And we have built that bond and we've built that trust. And that's something I've never experienced to like this extent before. It's like very real. So shout out team.
I love you. I love you, Mom.
This one.
It's too. Me when I start crying.
And we'll take another question from Arnab.
Hi again. This time my question is for Flor. We heard a snippet in the broadcast. You were complimenting Petra, how good she was playing. I would like to know from your perspective how it has been. Although you have played her earlier as well, what do you think this time made you surprised?
I don't know. She's just having a really good tournament, and my team and I like to like make jokes to like calm ourselves down. So I just started like saying like, dude, like I'm scared of peeking Petra. Like I can't peek her. She's insane right now. Just like to like laugh it off or like laugh anything off. But
That's cool.
she is having a good tournament.
Yeah, she is. And you are going to definitely. So thank you guys and all the best for your grand finals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shopify, that was the final question of the press conference. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't believe they got